Hey guys, coldbrew here. Welcome back to another raid video. Happy Monday to all of you. Esme, the Dancer Fusion has just started. We have the Fragment event calendar up. I'll cover that just very briefly. It's very self-explanatory on how things are gonna go, but I'm just explaining it to everybody. Also, give you guys my thoughts on how easy this fusion is gonna be and whether it's worth it. We're gonna test out the champion as well in the video and see if she's really worth all the fuss for February or whether you should just skip it. Personally, I'm very likely just gonna skip it because I think I've run out of resources. Even though we are content creators, we get stuff from playing, we don't get shards. All the shards that I get, I was summoning here, I was summoning there. I went for the Hatter thing. I got the 5-star on Hatter, which I think was a great, investment. This one, not so much because it's gonna take some effort to get Esme, and probably you'll also want to get her 5-star soul, which probably will be available to us through the hero's path. Yeah, you heard right, we're gonna have a hero's path on here as well. So it's gonna be relatively difficult, I think, to get her. And she's not that amazing through her skill set. She does give an increased attack buff on allies through a default attack. So basically, for the most part of the battles, you'll have an increased attack buff available. So if you're running a team with no increased attack, she can be part of it and help your attackers get that 50% boost, which is great because she benefits them also through her passive, which is her selling point. She's got a passive effect on the passive, which basically when she gets attacked, there's a 15% chance to randomly change the critical hit to either a weak, normal, or a strong hit. Okay, so it's a random thing, and it gets boosted up if you got her accompanied champion motto of the peel. All right, I'm not going to cover that champion because I think it's going to be difficult to get them and not very realistic for 99% of the players. And then the active effect, whenever this champion is hit, increases the Terminator of the ally with the highest attack by 50%. So she needs to be taking turns. You need to make her fast. The reason for this is to reset this passive. So it's not always when she's getting hit. She gets hit once, she boosts the Terminator, then it goes on cooldown. She needs to get another turn for the cooldown to go to become available, and you will have the active effect again. So if she gets hits again, she'll give the Terminator boost. It's great for Terminator boosting, though. It's great for Terminator boosting. It's the selling point of the champion. The A2 is an AoE attack, which also does a block buffs and a weaken. Fantastic debuffs to have for, let's say, the Hydra, because it's an AoE attack, or in general. Okay, block buffs is huge, especially against champions that have buffs on them. So you want to be blocking them, obviously. Can also decrease Terminators of all enemies by 20%. So can be used in the arena, but it's an AoE attack. So it's not going to be able to go through the Terminator and arenas. You got the stone skins. You also have the weak hits that can possibly go through. So it's not like a guaranteed thing that's going to be happening. So it's not like she's a great arena champion. Also has a way to increase accuracy, increase speed, and remove buffs from all enemies. And if the motto of the peel is on the same team, you'll also be able to steal the buffs from enemies instead. So that can be huge in terms of buff stealing, but also just straight up removing buffs can be very strong because she's boosting the accuracy. So whatever accuracy you're running, let's say 350%, that's what, 450 in total, and then you'll be stealing the buff. So it depends where you're gonna run her. But for the most part, I expect players to be using this champion for the Hydra, players who don't have something such as a support for these areas. And then there's this aura with an increased ally speed in all battles by 19%. I like it. So let me show you on how I've built her. No, actually, let's just go over the fragment calendar very quickly because I want to show you this, guys. There's 125 fragments available. There's the tournament leaderboards that give you 10 fragments extra for champion training tournament. So if you get the top spot, you'll get extra 10 fragments. Okay, that's the only way to get those 10 extra fragments. But without these, then there's 115 fragments available. 115, which 25 of those is through the hero's path, which starts on February the 14th. So on Valentine's Day, you might be out on a date or something, but that's when it starts. That's the hero's path that goes on for the weekend, ends on February 17th on Monday. So you'll have a chance to pick up on 25 fragments here. You can miss, let's say, 10 fragments from this one because there's going to be 115 fragments overall. You can miss 15 fragments from the hero's path, and then you'll need to get at least 10. We don't know exactly what the hero's path is going to have in it. But if we see the other events that are available, so we've got a champion training, dungeon divers, gear enhancement, gear enhancement, gear enhancement. And then we have champion chase tournament here. And then there's no summoning event. I am guessing the hero's path will involve also summoning to get points for the weekend. It kind of makes sense. It's going to be in a weekend. We're going to have boosted rates on whatever champions they decide to boost for the weekend. Probably coupled champions such as Rotos, Sifi, probably Cupidus, Venus. Kind of makes sense. And then also maybe we get, every other champion that has like a couple synergy. So Taras, Marishka, who knows? But you're going to be summoning here, okay? You're going to be summoning here. Most probably. It's educated guess. This is how a hero's path looks with fragments. We had this a while ago, and there was also the souls available at the same time. I'm not saying this is how it's going to be, but I think it's going to be very similar. And we might even have her souls available at the same time, which is an insane investment if you think about it, because you also need to be getting the keys here to be unlocking all the way down. I'm not saying it's going to be this easy, like 3,000 requirement, but let's say it's 3,000 requirement to get the keys. It's also going all the way here or all the way here, all the way here. So there is a lot of investment to be completing the whole thing, obviously, to be picking up these big points. Let's say the fragments and then also the souls. Is she worth all that? No, I don't think so. But I hope the fragments are easy to get. Let's say the minimum 10 fragments that you need, which is here. Let's say it needs 1-2 keys. Unless they give us like 1 key, it's probably gonna be on the easier side, but still like a lot of investment. If it looks anything like this one, it's gonna be still a lot of investment in terms of summons, and it should be around the same price point as we usually have through summoning events, where you need to be pulling, let's say, value worth of about 6 to 7 sacreds to be picking up the points. So with that in mind, you'll need to, adjust your expectation, guys. If you don't have the shards, just pick whatever fragments you want and just do anything else. That's what I say. With everything else that you see here on this calendar, guys, as always, try to double dip the points. This is Spider Tournament Champion Training event going on right now. We don't start these now. We start them when the Dungeon Divers is up and going. So that way we double dip. We double dip on the points. And that allows us to, benefit a little bit from that. And then we also have the Fire Knight tournament, which maybe you'll be able to do also with Dungeon Divers. Gear enhancement is basically 20 million each in terms of silver. So if you don't have a minimum 20 right now, you'll have like a difficult time. With gear enhancement, you'll be required to be very efficient to do these. Classic Arena is usually the easiest ones because it doesn't use any of your resources. You use your daily Classic Arena tokens and you're good. Dragon Tournament, Champion Training, you gotta there's no other Dungeon Divers. It doesn't look like it has another Dungeon Divers, so it could be easy in that sense, but it might be Dungeon Divers here plus summoning for the hero's path. So it might be that they do it like this. I can think of this as a possible scenario for this hero path. So Dungeon Divers, since there's only one Dungeon Divers here, they'll do Dungeon Divers here plus summoning to be able to pick up on the points. And you can double dip, probably triple dip. So the Dragon Tournament, if you can do with Food Champions, do also Champion Training, and then do Hero's Path, then Ice Golem, Champion Chase here, finally 15 fragments. You'll probably need to pick up on all of these if you decide to miss some from the Hero's Path. But it all depends on this one. It doesn't look like a too hard fusion, but it doesn't look like an easy fusion. That's my thoughts. So enough with that. Let me show you on how I built her on the test server. That's why we're on here today. I want to show you Esme. You don't have to build her this way. It's a full protection gear Esme because she triple buffs the whole team. Okay, so increase attack plus increase accuracy plus the increased speed buff. So that allows for a 15% possible boost if you got the 9-piece bonus. So the 9-piece bonus gives you 5% more damage per each buff placed. Obviously, very difficult to get a protection set all the way here. So if you don't have that, the 6 piece bonus is not going to do much, especially for your use. If you're using it for the Hydra, other sets such as Relentless, we've got Impulse, we've got Reflex, Provoke even can be used for the Head of Decay. You've got your A1, you've got your A2. Those can help with the provokes if you're having issues there. As a support, you're not really going for the damage. You're going there to be basically getting a lot of turns, and that's why I've built her with high speed. All right, you'll be looking at good amount of speed, healthy speed, more than your attacker, so that she takes a turn before your attacker, and then your attacker can take a turn. Then if she gets hit, she boosts the turn meter of your attacker. So with that way, you're able to support the attacker in the sense of not just the buffs, so increase attack if you use the A1, but also through the ability to give the turn meter if she gets hit. So Relic, the Journal of Necrotos is looking good on her. So whereas heals and turn meter increase effects applied to allies are boosted by 15%, she doesn't have a heal. She's got a turn meter boost, so that can help that one ally. If you don't have that, if you don't want to be using that, I guess anything else that looks like more of a support. So receiving less damage, this one, receiving less damage from enemies under a provoke. That can be good if you're running a provoke set, and then receives 2% less damage if under any debuffs. That can also be good. So the smaller relics. In terms of skills, you gotta book her out to take full benefit from her debuffs and also from her ability to remove buffs. And then in terms of masteries, you're running War Master for the most part because you want to be doing a little bit of damage. If you're low on accuracy, you're running Eagle Eye because it's not her damage that's really going to shine. It's her ability to be a support. So why not defense, coldbrew? Why not Selfless Defender because of her passive? And why not Bulwark? Well, those don't work. I've tested them out already. Those don't work. You don't see the notification on the screen for turn meter boosting. It works very similarly to other champions who have similar effects, where if they take damage, something happens. So if somebody else takes damage and you soak up some of the damage because of Bulwark or Selfless Defender, it's not going to activate her passive. Okay. So with that in mind, you can run War Master, you can run Eagle Eye. That's my thoughts on her masteries. Let's go and see her a little bit in action. But as I said, it's a pretty much cool support, other than, I don't know, guys. Oh, okay, let's see. I don't know if I would use her in a full Nightmare team. She does have a cool kit, so if you don't have something that blocks buffs, that can be annoying. But let's see. Let me use it on this team. Let's remove Sifi, actually. I want to see Esme here on the leader slot. So we'll be able to have a weekend debuff. We'll be able to have a good amount of debuffs on. So weekend will have, where is she? Okay, 5-star. Esme. There we go. There we go. So we just don't have the revive, but we do have the block buffs, which I find very useful. I'm not going to do a quick battle. Well, I could, but let's just run this on auto and see her basically be able to boost our champion. So the problem with this, actually, now that I think of it, she boosted champion with the highest attack. So I don't know who the champion with the highest attack is from this team. I am guessing is my Acrisia, because the way that she gets damage is through both her attack and enemy max health. So I think I have her with like 4,500 attack. So she should be the highest attack champion in the team. I love the combo though of having. So now we get attack there, but I like the combo though of having block buffs, multiple block buffs. I just love it because it reduces the randomness of this. So high speeds is kind of essential. And that's pretty much it. You're just going to run this on auto. You're going to let her be able to apply. Ooh, don't be annoying. To apply the buffs, buff everybody. And that's pretty much it. The only problem with this team that I'm running is the Head of Torment, I guess, and just not having a reviver. So whenever we get hit here, we're just boosting turn meter. So that's cool. Once we get our turns, of course. Increased accuracy is nice, but I don't really need it. I run her with 330 330 speed, 350 accuracy. That's what you need for the Hydras, and that's basically good enough, I would say. So here, we're doing pretty well, I guess, in terms of damage. When the heads are down, you obviously don't get the effect of her passive. You need to get attacked. So there's that. In terms of just being an overall support, I kind of like the ability to have the block buffs available for the duration of the fights, because yeah, we do get the boost on Crazy, so that's good. That's good. I was wondering if I should switch the attackers there, but we're fine. And then Acrizia, being the highest damage dealer in the team, should give us like the 1 key in about, what, 3 minutes? Now that the heads are down, we get a solid boost to our team. So about 3 minutes should be the 1 key. Looks pretty cool though. In terms of her damage, she won't be doing damage. Even with War Master, I don't expect her to be that kind of like a huge damage dealer. So it's all about her buffs, and that's why I've run the protection gear on her. That's a 15% damage bonus whenever we buff. Okay, if the buffs are out, we obviously don't have that damage boost. So there's that. Yeah. And almost the 1 key we need, like 36.7, right? Come on, Acrizia. There you go. There's a decreased speed. That's nice. And there's the 1 key at 255. There we go. Beautiful. I do need a block buffs though. This is the most annoying. The Head of Blight. The Head of Blight is the most annoying. So here, like a Relentless Head would have been nice. Would have been nice, I think, on her instead of protection, because you get those extra turns. You're able to rotate through everything. But again, it's not something you can control with the Relentless. So if you want more guaranteed results, you can run Feral Set also. She's got 2 debuffs. You can do that. That's 10% damage bonus. But it kind of works the same way. So let's end this run. Let's see the damage recap. Not that she's going to be doing any damage, but we did 744,000, obviously. It's just not enough. It's just not enough for her to be considered as a damage dealer, obviously, but she's there as a support. And then Acrizia being our MVP and Mishinagi and Archer there. That's Esme, guys, in a very quick kind of play style. That's how you should be running her, I would say, as a support, high speed support, enough accuracy to be landing everything. I don't think she'll be doing anything in the arenas, because as I said, it's an attack that you'll be doing. You'll be reducing turn meters. It's not going to be worth it. You can do it. It's not saying it's completely waste of time, but the high-end arenas, you'll be seeing stone skins, and for the most part, you want teams, you want to be going against teams where you can manipulate turn meters, okay? And to do that, you'll just have to know that they don't have the stone skin set on, or you know that you're faster. So if you know that your Arbiter is faster, then you can tune her together, let's say, with Esme to do like a booster team. So you'll be doing this. You'll be doing, let's say, Arbiter, Esme. So this combo, they'll be tuned in together. So one will be reducing turn meter through the attack that hopefully lands on everybody, and there's no weak hits on the Spirit Champions. And Arbiter will be going first, always, okay? And then the next 2 slots is going to be like a defense down champion, and then your AoE damage dealer to nuke out the teams. But the stone skins will cancel your plans, as they usually do against turn meter manipulators. So have that in mind. That's how it's gonna go. Esme, overall, I'll give her, I want to say a 6.5 out of 10. If she doesn't cross the 7 mark, I don't feel like she's worth the fusion. But again, it all depends on what other champions you've got available, guys, in your kit of champions. So have that in mind. This was the video review of Esme. Leave your thoughts down below on whether you're gonna go for her. I think there's a few more champions here that I want to test out. Look at this guy. We'll see that maybe for another video. Thank you all, guys. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.